It's said that 70% of our immune system is housed in the gut. What can we do to optimise gut health in the hopes of fighting off COVID-19 should we be unlucky enough to come into contact with it? To find out, I've enlisted the help of Dr Will Bulsiewicz, a practising gastroenterologist and expert in gut health. His new book, Fibre Fueled, goes on sale on May the 12th. I was lucky enough to receive an advance copy and I've got to say, it is fantastic. A complete treatise on the gut microbiome and my most recommended book this year. Dr. B, thank you for joining me.
My friend, it is, all I can say is it is a pleasure. I feel like I'm on a call with a celebrity right now.
I'll leave off.
Am I allowed to ask, like, show me, can I see the plant-based muscles, man? Let me see.
Plant-based beam.
Look at that, man.
Beam.
Where do we get our protein from?
Yeah, exactly. Who knows? Who knew you can build muscles from plants?
It's, it's hard to fathom.
Yeah. Fantastic. Right. Do you know what I mean? I follow your work so much and I'm such a huge fan of you. So the fact that you even know who I am, my mind's just literally blown.
Oh, come on, man. Your stuff is hilarious. You crack me up. I love it. And you're like a plant-fueled bag of testosterone in a way.
I like that.
In a good way.
I like that. I'll go with that. Right. Before we begin, a small group of people are claiming that COVID has been blown way out of proportion. What's been your experience at the medical practice?
Yeah, I don't know how you can say that. I mean, I don't know how you can say that when, here in the States, we have over 75,000 people dead in the last 6 weeks. And that's not, those statistics are not a lie. I mean, if anything, the people who are professional epidemiologists believe that those numbers may actually be like that we may have more dead than that because there's some people who die from COVID that we don't even realize because they're dead by the time they get to the hospital. Wow. And, I just don't see how you can say that. I mean, I have friends who work in New York and, it's a lot easier to feel like this is being blown out of proportion if it's not literally right in your face.
Yes.
But we're trying to protect people. Paul, the issue is that if we have 75,000 dead despite the lockdown.
Yeah.
We've never locked down for the flu, and the entire flu season will go by and you have somewhere between 30 and 60,000 dead from the flu in an entire flu season. This was a lockdown, and in the last 6 weeks, 75,000. I mean, it would have been a multiple of that if we didn't lock down.
That must be very frustrating for people on the front line, like saving lives or trying to save lives and working their asses off. It must be really infuriating, I would imagine.
You can't even imagine what the morale must be like for these people who are in New York, who are putting it on the line. And, you understand, like in Italy, how many people who were healthcare workers died? They died like trying to protect other people, right? And so, it's almost like, I don't know how much familiarity you have with this, but in the US, it almost reminds me of the Vietnam War because we didn't support our soldiers, and that was a mistake, because our soldiers are whether you agree with the war or not, support the damn soldiers. You know what I mean? Yeah. And the same is true with our healthcare workers. Whether you can have whatever theory you want. Look, I don't care. You can think whatever you want, but you better believe in our healthcare workers and you better support them or I got a problem with you.
Yeah. Well said, my friend. Well said. Right, I won't rile you up any further.
Well, I was already riled up because I was coming on with you. So what do you want?
Now, I've heard you say that 75% of our immune system is housed in the gut. Yeah. Does that part of our immune system still play into things in regards to a respiratory tract infection such as COVID?
100%. 100%. The gut trains the immune system. The gut teaches the immune system how to react. And the thing that's important for people to know with the COVID crisis is that number one, your immune system is your shield. This is your defense against the virus. I'm not saying that by strengthening your immune system, you will not get the virus. What I'm saying is you want an optimized immune system because if you do get this virus, this is what protects you. This is your shield. And number two, I want you guys to understand there is a direct connection between the food that you eat, your gut microbiome, and your immune system. They are directly connected. What that means is that when you throw junk down your mouth, okay, you're gonna have a junky microbiome and that's going to mean a junky immune system. It's no coincidence that the people getting severe disease, severe COVID-19, suffer from comorbidities, high blood pressure, diabetes, heart disease, lung disease, chronic kidney disease. Paul, every single one of those conditions has been connected back to the gut microbiome, the health of your gut microbiome. And it's more than just association. This past week, there was a study that came out that basically said that the gut microbiome is what is different and unique in the person who gets severe disease versus not severe disease. More than ever, we need to be taking care of our gut microbiome. Now is not the time to be sabotaging your health. Now is the time to be optimizing your gut, because if you optimize your gut, you will optimize your immune system.
Sure. I also heard you mention that COVID can present in the GI tract. Is that right?
Yeah, a percentage of patients are presenting with diarrhea, nausea and vomiting in some cases, abdominal pain in some cases. Wow. And the reason why is because the virus latches onto the body using the ACE2 receptor. The ACE2 receptor is in the lungs, but actually you have more ACE2 receptors in your GI tract than you do in your lungs. And so they've actually found in some studies, Paul, it's quite interesting. They've found in some studies that you can be negative in terms of the swab up here in your nose, meaning that they think that you don't have COVID anymore.
Right.
And you can be positive for weeks in your stool.
Wow.
Which basically means if you live with someone who has COVID, don't let them fart on you.
I shall have to warn Gemma. That's her favorite thing to do.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Okay. So what can we do to help optimize the gut microbiome?
You know, the answer is quite simple. Let's just cut to the chase. Let's cut to the chase. Let's get rid of all the pseudoscience and the nonsense. And let's talk about the single greatest study to correlate diet and lifestyle with the health of our gut microbiome. This is the strongest study that we got to answer the question, what predicts a healthy gut microbiome? And the answer to the question is the diversity of plants in your diet. Wow. Now, I don't care whether you are vegan, whether you are paleo, or you are agnostic and you don't have a specific type of diet that you follow. That's fine. No matter who you are, you need to ramp up the diversity of plants in your diet. And let me just tell you how this works. This is the deal. The bottom line is this. Each unique type of plant has its own types of fiber. Fiber is food for the gut microbiome. That is their food. They eat fiber.
Uh-huh.
When you eat a diversity of plants, you have a diversity of fiber to support a wide, diverse, balanced, harmonious gut microbiome. And that's what you want, because a diverse microbiome means you have all the tools in your arsenal to protect yourself.
Nice. And so that's obviously key. And then I've heard other things like we should avoid chloride in tap water because that can harm the bacteria. Is that right?
In a perfect world, we would have the chloride there to protect our water supply and keep away the bacteria until it gets to our faucet.
Yeah.
And then we would remove it. That's in a perfect world. And so there are different filters that you can use. In my house, we have a reverse osmosis water filter. That's what we use, and that's how you remove the chlorine. But I'll tell you, the effect of that is not anywhere near the effect of the kilogram of food that you eat per day.
Sure. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Okay, so apart from immune function, what other roles does the gut microbiome play in terms of overall health?
Well, obviously digestion. I don't think anyone will be surprised to know that your digestion is connected to your gut microbiome. But, your health throughout your entire body, the entire body depends on a functional, healthy gut microbiome. It's connected to your immune system. It's connected to your metabolism. So when you want to balance your weight, or if you want to get rid of type 2 diabetes, your gut microbiome fully has the capability to do that if you treat it properly.
Right.
It's connected to our hormones and our hormonal balance. It's connected to our brain, our mood, our memory, our focus, our energy levels. The brain's best friend is your gut. Right now, your brain is on the phone like a teenage girl talking to the gut. All right. It's like on the phone for hours at a time. Like, how do you talk that many hours to the same person? That's incredible. So nice. Your gut is connected to all these things. It's connected to your immune system, to your metabolism, to your hormonal balance, to your brain, and even to your genetic expression. And Paul, you know, it's crazy to think about this, but like we think of ourselves as these big, strong humans, right? Even a big, strong guy like you are less than 50% human.
Yes. More
than half of the cells that make up your body are your microbiome. More than half.
Yeah.
That's crazy. And in terms of your genes, you are less than 1% human. 99.5% of your genetic code comes from your microbiome. Wow. So when it's that important, gosh, we got to be taking care of it, guys. Come on.
That couldn't be more important, could it? That's crazy. 99% of the genes that instruct our metabolic processes belong to these bacteria. So why would we eat junky foods? I see why you've written this book now. It's would you say it's like the linchpin of good health, especially your gut microbiome?
This is the centerpiece of gut health. This is the centerpiece of good health. You know, you can't have a healthy body and have a healthy gut. It doesn't work that way. But when you have a healthy gut, when you take your gut and you just focus on this one place, you are elevating your body so much. You're rising the tide of health throughout the entire body. So you might say, hey, look, I got type 2 diabetes. I want to get rid of type 2 diabetes. Okay. If you follow the plan and you heal your gut, I am sure you will get rid of your type 2 diabetes, or at a minimum, make it substantially better. But in the process, all of a sudden you realize, oh my gosh, I lost 15 or 20 pounds, or 10 kilograms. Oh my gosh, my mood is better. Oh my gosh, I can focus better. I have more energy. Like, all those things come into play.
Wow. So it's so key. So in your opinion, is it fair to say that likely the more whole plant foods we eat and the less animal products and processed foods that we eat, basically the greater our health outcome potential?
There's no question. There's no question. And it's so simple. It's so simple because this is science. This is science. When you eat plants, you are feeding the healthy bacteria that live inside you, and they want to reward you. When they eat the fiber, they will pay you back in spades with short chain fatty acids, which I wrote an entire chapter about in my book. Now, the flip side is when you eat animal products or you eat processed food, and it is changing the gut microbiome in a different direction. It's going away from the anti-inflammatory ones, and it's moving more towards the inflammatory ones. The ones that we have studies that say that they cause Crohn's disease, ulcerative colitis, colon cancer. These are the type of bacteria that we're talking about. You don't want that.
No, I don't particularly. You're spot on. Fantastic. Dr. B, thank you so much for your precious time. It's really kind of you to join me. I mentioned your excellent book, Fiber Fueled, at the start of the video. Where can people order their copies from?
All right, my friend. If you live overseas, if you are like my friend Paul here and you live in the UK, probably the best place to order it is from Book Depository, because you can get this book literally anywhere in the world from Book Depository. If you live in North America, if you're in the US or in Canada, the first call that I would make, because it's COVID-19, is I would call your local bookstore, because we need to keep our bookstores open. We need to keep them around so that when COVID-19 goes away, we can go and find a nice book on a rainy day and have a cup of coffee. Nice. So start with that. And if not, you can try Barnes & Noble or Amazon if you live in the US or Canada.
Really nicely put. And if people want to connect with you, where can they find you?
So a couple things. First of all, if you come to my website, theplantfedgut.com, whether you buy my book or not, I will give you all 600 references completely for free. And I'll give you a research guide. Because, Paul, you know this. One of the issues is this. People are frustrated because they hear a doctor like me say, eat more plants. And then they hear another doctor say the polar opposite. Yes. Eat meat and nothing else, right? I want them to have the tools necessary to basically work their way through the noise, get rid of the noise, and find the truth. Because when you find the truth, that truth will guide you to better health. And you guys deserve that. You deserve better. So my research guide is on my website, theplantfedgut.com. Find me on Instagram as The Gut Health MD and on Facebook as The Gut Health MD. I'm not really on YouTube, man. I wish I was.
You should be on YouTube. I'll help you out.
You're like having a party on YouTube, and I want to be a part of it. And I guess this is the first step towards me doing that.
Step number one. Fantastic. Again, Dr. B, thank you so much for your precious time. You're very
all right, my friends. Thank you. Check out Fiber Fueled.
Now click this.